Welcome to the Your Family Dog podcast, where we celebrate the special bond between families and their canine companions. Our goal is to help families and dogs grow up together, one episode at a time. Welcome back to the Your Family Dog podcast. I know I say this all the time, how excited I am. I have something new and unbelievable that Brian has created. And so my guest today is Brian Manni. He's the founder and CEO of a company called Pup O'Clock. They are an entertainment, education, and enrichment company aiming to keep families and their kids engaged with their dogs. So today we're going to talk to Brian. I'm pretty sure we'll have him on more than once, but today we just wanted to introduce to you Brian and his company and this subscription box that he created. So Brian, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Tina. And you hit on something. I definitely will be back because this thing is evolving every day.
Right.
Um,
So
so
do you want to talk a little bit about how you decided to start Pup O'Clock?
absolutely. Thanks again for having me on.
Absolutely.
Really, it was a combination of different things. One, as I mentioned earlier, kids love dogs, but tale as old as time. The parents end up taking care of the dog, and the parents don't even know how to take care of the dog. So what that leads to is obviously abandonment rates and shelters that are full. And so just a continuation of problems. So I just wanted to take a concept that existed, an e-commerce concept like toy and treat boxes, and kind of expand on that and provide a monthly themed box for kids to, as you mentioned, maintain engagement with education, enrichment, and entertainment all rolled up into one. And so each month they would have a reminder to maintain that engagement with their dog. And over time, hopefully just by osmosis, they'll learn to be a better puppy owner, dog owner, and a better human being as a result of adopting that responsibility.
Well, and I really love that the responsibility part is really about relationship. It's not about like, oh, go do your chores. It's here are activities that you can do with your dog today. And so much of it is about being curious about who the dog is, right? How they are similar and different from us.
Right. Absolutely. And again, we have we have a vet, Dr. Daisy, who writes all of our veterinary content, and Tori Mystic, who writes our enrichment content. And then we wrap that into some entertainment that we'll talk about. But you're absolutely right. The kids just don't have and again, I'm not the expert specifically, so I'm talking just purely from the business perspective of putting this together. But the kids don't have tools. They don't have something that they can hold on to. And then my hope is that each month they learn a little bit based off of our themes. And we were talking about socializing. And I'll give you an example. Our Halloween box last year, and we always have kind of a mission alongside that theme. And it was Halloween and Pit Bull Awareness Month, both quote unquote scary, but really not if you kind of understand how to do that. And then just socialization on trick or treat, and how to interact so that everyone's safe, as you mentioned before. So we keep everyone safe. And every month is a different breed as well, to your point that every dog is a little bit different. Yeah.
Well, Dino says that he volunteers to when you're ready to get to Silk and Windhounds, he's ready to be a character in the thing because he would think that was a riot.
Absolutely. What's super cool is that we use real dogs. We want real dogs to be characters in our subscription boxes, and really the centerpiece of the subscription box is a trading card. So we kind of want to build out that Pokemon effect, if you will.
Do you think there will be a point where families who are part of the subscription who are getting the boxes will be able to create their own trading card for their own pets in the household?
That would be our hope. I mean, there's so many things so many tentacles to this thing. So really, when I thought about this, I was thinking, wow, what a great market, what a great um, thing to try to get kids and dogs engaged.
And
I
parents
thought,
too. I mean,
and parents too,
parents are gonna
exactly.
have a good time with
I
this.
I was looking at this, and this can be, the end game could be a roller coaster, right? And that's how big this entertainment company could be, and kind of reverse engineer that through characters and animation and video game and board games. And so subscription boxes came to mind, how to kind of distribute the characters. And we wanted to, we partner with shelters because we donate back each box. Um, Goes to a shelter, and we work hand in hand with shelters across the country, and we're trying to help them. We basically want this to be an extension of their organization, the entertainment extension. So we create trading cards for dogs that they're trying to adopt, to rally around them. And we go into schools. We work alongside. Again, we want to be. We actually, just as a side note, we just got a mascot outfit costume.
Oh,
We're gonna,
congratulations.
yeah. So we're gonna, and our main character, Pup O'Clock, is gonna go around the country and support shelter events, and again, just rally around what they're already doing, so that the Pup the yellow dog can be synonymous with shelters and
Right.
helping families maintain engagement.
Little known fact, New York State Electric and Gas used to have, I don't know if they still do, a mascot that was Louie the Lightning Bug, and the mascot's butt lit up. And, I many times was Louie the Lightning Bug. Little known fact about me,
That's fantastic. Well,
walking around with a blinking tail.
you could definitely be Pup. Oh, but back to your question, to your point, yeah, sure, we would love to have people to create. We want the kids and families to look at their dogs like superheroes, because there is so much value once you maintain that engagement over time. And then and just having that relationship in the family, sustaining the kids through, any kind of bullying in school or any kind of family
Right.
issues. They have that camaraderie with the dog, and now they have the tools to expand on that relationship.
Well, and dogs don't tell our secrets, right? So, I'm often asked why I became who I am, and a part of it is that dogs saved my life, right? In a very real way. Um, I grew up in a situation that, while by lots of people's measure would have been great, for me it wasn't so great. It was really, really hard. And so I spent a lot of one-on-one time with the dogs because I wasn't hurt the same way, right? It was a safe relationship to be in. I could go places and I didn't have to feel afraid. And I had a best friend, and the best friend was the dog. So, um, for me, I view very much my life as, I owe them a better quality of life, a better understanding from the people around them, because they are such a treasure to us.
That's exactly right, and we work with a ton of special needs organizations too, and that works. I'll kind of take a step back. Kind of the bell curve of what our product is for, or for, who's it for, is kind of K through 8, with 4 through 6th grade being kind of the top of the bell curve, and then you have early intervention, and then again it goes up age with special needs as well. We work with a lot of dyslexia, autism organizations. Our back to school box, we had a component of it that was reading to your dog, and the value of doing that, doing your homework with your dog. So there's just so much value in that relationship, as you said.
Absolutely. And I can see how lots of different organizations that are really focused on enriching kids' lives as well as our family pets, um, would wanna partner and just pool resources for families. I just think it's fantastic.
I was just going to say, my hope is that families will want to adopt a dog as a result of this tool being available. They'll say, "Oh, wow," for just for their kids to adopt that responsibility and be a better human long term. And then a component of that too is looking at Dr. Daisy or Tori within our world of characters, and they may want to be a vet, or they may want to be a canine enrichment expert, or at least they'll want to go and participate in those vet appointments or go to the dog trainers. So it's just
Right. That instead
kind of
of a
a
dog trainer being something a family thinks they only need when they have a problem, they start to realize that, like we educate our children, we want to get the support and educate our dogs to be good citizens for our families and our communities. To really, my goal when I'm working with a family is that we're working toward the goal of kind of Snoopy and Charlie Brown. Like Charlie Brown was boldly imperfect, so was Snoopy, but they were really great together. And that the dog in a family is an ambassador for their family first, their breed second, and dogs as a whole third. So, is my dog a good citizen, not just in my family, but in my community? And are they helping to improve the lives of dogs and people and cat people, like even the people who don't really like dogs? Is my dog a good citizen for those people? It's not just a ton of socialization and, letting the dog jump on everybody.
right. No, no, no. It expands out to the community. There's no doubt about it.
So this is a monthly subscription box. We should talk a little bit about cost so people have an idea what we're
Sure.
thinking about. So what kind of costs are there?
It's 34.99 each month for the subscription box. But a lot of our constituents have promo codes out there for a 10% monthly discount. So you can always find those.
And you
And
generously offered one of those to your family dog, so I'll include that in the show notes.
excellent. And then $5 per box per month goes back to those people who are passionate about promoting this and the human dog bond.
So
Um,
so the promo code, I looked it up, is your family dog pod 10, and that'll get you 10% off the subscription, not just that first box, but the whole subscription, correct?
every subsequent box, exactly.
Nice.
So every
That's very kind. Thank you.
Absolutely, you're welcome. Everyone starts with our flagship box. It kind of sets the table for responsibility. It promotes our main characters, who is Pup O'Clock, who's our main character dog. It's the only dog that's not a real dog, quote unquote. And then Daisy, our vet, and Tori, our enrichment expert. And then I did want to mention we are working with an organization to start an animated series called The League of Pups. So
Oh,
it's shelter
wow.
dogs. Exactly. It's shelter dogs that kind of had a rough life coming out and then fostering better relationships in the community, kind of teaching humans how to be better dog owners.
And my brain, I'm a creative at heart. So my brain went to like all the different breeds and what all of their, like, if you think of the Marvel superheroes, right? Everybody
Exactly.
has different stuff and they also have different weaknesses. And I thought, ooh, that's like a really great model for explaining. For example, Dino, my Silken Wind Hound, has the superpower that he can run really, really fast and he sees everything, right? He's really, really fast. That's what he was created for. He can sprint. Um, Now, if you want him to retrieve ducks, he's probably not gonna be very good at that. So he has strengths and he has weaknesses or sensitivities that go along with that. For example, off leash reliability in an unfenced area is probably not going to happen, right? So I have different responsibilities having him versus having a Doberman or my golden retriever or a corgi, right? They all have different attributes that mean how we work with them and why we work with them and where we focus is a little bit different. And so they're each superheroes. I love that you came up with the superhero idea. They're all superheroes in their own right. They're not good or bad. I don't think you're planning on having villains.
No, no, but
I
all
mean, if
kinds of
you did,
person.
they would have to be tongue in cheek. Like it would have to be
It
like
would be at
cats are the
like
villains.
Pete from Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, right?
Right. Like,
Um, so yeah, to your point, so each on the trading card, each each dog has a trading card in each box. And I'll give you an example. Our back to school box was a border collie, obviously. So the high bars on intelligence, it's a herding dog. And then surrounding that is the information about crate training, separation anxiety, what to do with your dog common sense wise before school, after school, and like I mentioned, reading to your dog. So each month you'll get those statistics on the back of the card. It's actually in power bars or
Right.
bones on the back of the card, and that's gonna
Right.
play well with our eventual, animation, video game, and things of that nature, and then what's really cool, there's a rough report on the back of the trading card that talks about that dog's journey and that dog's life, and that's why we're using real dogs. So all of these, different characters that we're accumulating through shelters or through anyone that's passionate about it, we're asking for their story so that we can, promote their story and people can learn about that particular dog. It's funny, my son had a pug growing up.
I
He was
love a pug.
15. Oh, they're great.
We lost our pug a couple of years ago, and I miss him every day.
And we did as well. So, well, I started working on this in 2022, so prior to that, but when we started working on this, my son and I, he's like, "Oh my gosh, dad, we could bring Truman back to life." And make him a character and celebrate them, right? Celebrate their
Right.
lives because as you said, they make such an impact on us and they have so much value. Um, anyway, sorry, we're getting away from what we were talking about, but,
No, no, it's great.
the flagship box is, so within that, outside of the trading cards, you have, a chore chart that you can stick on the refrigerator, a responsibility contract, a gotcha certificate, just items in there that empower you to say, "Okay, this is my responsibility, this is my dog. We're off to a good start here." And but then there's also components that are just fun, bandanas every month, stickers, there's training treats in there, and they go
Right.
with the lesson. We partner with Soda Pup, so there's always gonna be really good, solid enrichment items in there. After the flagship box, you have your theme boxes, and I mentioned a couple of those, but there's also recipes in there. So again, it's not just for the kids, but for the entire family to
Right.
foster that relationship. So there could be, recipes, and then there's, fun things like posters and different things that have, again, a perfect mixture of entertainment and education. So again, just by osmosis, they'll kind of learn, the right things to do.
Well, before we started recording, I was saying that, growing up, I always waited urgently for my highlights magazine to come, and I have no idea if they still make it. I hope they do. My heart hopes they do. But I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait for highlights to come. I think we first saw it at our dentist's office, of all places, right? Somewhere where you had to sit and there was nothing to do, and so there was always back highlights sitting there that kids could monkey with and learn about. And my mom eventually saw that we all loved it enough that she made the investment and started getting it for us. And we loved it. I mean, I would probably honestly work on a highlights now if it came today, just from nostalgia. It was so much fun.
And you learn something, you could take something away from it. And
Mhm.
conversely, I mean, I'm 46, I grew up in the Nintendo world, right? Mike Tyson's Punch-Out!, Super Mario Brothers, all this stuff, and I have all this nonsense in my head because we just played these games, but there was no purpose behind it. So I just wanted to kinda transition. When I think about this, it's a combination of a toy and treat box like BarkBox, Pokemon, Mario Brothers, and Bluey, right? But put
Right.
those all together and give it purpose for the kid, and then you have something there.
Well, and you can go all over the place, right? There's Dog Scouts of America, which is a really fantastic organization that I'm still trying to get on the podcast. And I would love to start a troop in our area, right? I think the idea that your dog can earn badges, like, just is
Awesome.
amazing and awesome. Or introducing kids and dogs and parents to all different kinds of dog sports that dogs can learn to do. Like, my pug had the best scent work nose in the house. That should not have been the case, but it was, and he thought it was a riot to use his nose. So I think just introducing families to things we can do with our dogs, doing geocaching with your dog, where or hiking or biking or just going to the playground or just going and
Or
hanging
a
out.
a busy box, like enrichment is so big, right? A lot of times you don't your dog's chewing your clothes or your shoes because they're bored. They're just always bored, they have nothing to do. And so that's why those enrichment tools are huge. And it's a lot of just do it yourself. And it's
Right,
cheap, inexpensive. It just
exactly.
gives you ideas of how to interact.
So I know you donate back to organizations that are passionate about pets and animals. What are some things that the average family needs to know about this that we haven't covered so far?
God, it's just really what we wanted to do is it just to be a, as you mentioned with the highlights, something to look forward to and a reminder to, look forward to running to the door and getting that Pup O'Clock box and collecting those cards and hopefully just something in there, each month that you learn something different to just get you to that next month. It's about just continuing that relationship moving forward,
Right.
to get that real value of that relationship.
I think about like it's spring break here this week while we're recording in Athens, Georgia. And I see this morning already, I had families with kids coming into dog class. They don't even have a dog. They just wanted to come in and see the puppies. Right. So I was like, bring it. That's great socialization and education. And it was good for the puppies. It was good for everybody involved. We kept everybody happy and having a good time and learning. And I just think this is one of those things that when moms and dads are like, "Ugh, it's spring break. What do we do?" Saving up a Pup O'Clock box to be ready to go for that week just is one more tool in a parent's toolbox for, "Hey, here are the things we could do with our dogs." And there's no reason why the activities that you do in that, flagship box that you couldn't do every single month. Or
Right.
if you had more than 1 dog, you could do 1 dog 1 month and add the second dog in later. I loved that there was so much of being a doggy detective and really learning about your own dog in front of you, because they really are, like our kids, a study of one. So while there are some general traits, there's also things that are really individual.
There are, and it's so tough to get the message across. That's why we're doing podcasts more and collaborating with shelters on events and schools, assemblies, things of that nature, because there's so many toy and treat boxes out there. And those toys and treats just pile up. And we do have a component of that. As I mentioned, Soda Pup in our training treats, and we have always have a dog Megabone in there. Um, but there's so much more to it. There's so
Oh,
many different
yes.
tentacles to it. And so I look at this more of not just a product, but a movement. Just a kind of a Kickstarter to
Well,
really get the
yeah, I mean, it's for the people who remember highlights. It's like highlights added to a small enrichment box. Right? So it's not we're pulling out 13 toys that the dog's gonna destroy. That's not what this box is about. I have the flagship box. I am very seriously, even though we don't have little kids in the house, I'm very seriously considering ordering the whole subscription so that I see what's coming through, and so that when my customers have it, we can talk about like, "Oh, I can incorporate this into classes," right? Um, I think it's a fantastic program, and I read through all of the things. It was phenomenal. I was Christopher and I were reading it together, and he was like, "I wish we had had this when the kids were little, because this is a game changer. This really is, learning together, the whole family, having fun. It's not heavy. It doesn't take a bunch of time, but it gives you a little bit of structure that you don't have to think about as a parent. You can be like, let's grab the Pup Clock box and do some of the things that are in it today."
right, and you're exactly right, it's not heavy, and I just look at it from my sobriety journey as you develop consistency, discipline, accountability, no matter what direction you go in life. So this is so many different, there's so much value in this outside of just, building that relationship with your dog, just being a better human overall.
Yeah, I just absolutely love this product, and I'm so grateful that you emailed me to say, "Hey, have you ever heard about this?" I had never heard of it. I have no idea how long you've been in business, but I am stoked about this program. I just think
I appreciate it. It's
this
tough to
is
just get it across over Instagram or Facebook because it would look like just your typical toy and treat box. That's why this is so important. That's why going out and talking about this is just I appreciate you having me on.
well, and I appreciate that you're like, "Hey, listen, I'm not the expert." Right? I'm the CEO, that's different. That you're hiring people who are experts you're hiring veterinarians, you're hiring trainers, you're hiring people who do enrichment for a living, so that you're incorporating really phenomenal information, not just because I get frustrated sometimes. There are things that the average trainer tells families to teach kids that I'm like, that's really not a great way to do that. Like, there's way better
Right.
ways to do that. So I like that that you're assembling a team that really is looking for the experts in this field to help teach really, really great manners. And I mean, even while we've been on the podcast, I've written down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more organizations or individuals that I want to introduce you to, because I just think this is one of those things that grandparents can get behind, aunts and uncles can get behind,
Yes.
foster parents can get behind. Like, it appears to be an absolutely phenomenal product and service. And
And
I
we're still in our infancy stage. I mean, we launched September 5th of 2024, and we're always looking for feedback and better ways to do this. So, anyone we collaborate with, any of our constituents, I mean, we'll take any feedback possible because we want this to be for the greater good, right? So that's important to us.
well,
So
and
again,
I'll tell you, customers are kind of funny sometimes. Like, on our client list, people just today, I have a new customer who will be starting class probably sometime this week. And he's like, "Wait, so I can pick any of the training times?" I'm like, "Yeah, you don't have to do the same one every single week. Like, your schedule isn't necessarily the same week to week." He's like, "Well, what if I go on vacation for a week?" I'm like, "I just push out the expiration for you a week. Like, you just get another week." I'm like, "Class isn't for me, it's for you," right? So, what do you want help with? Yes, I have a syllabus and I have a curriculum and I have things that we wanna work on, but much of the time, it is completely led by the learners because Mm, I know what to work on with my dogs. You don't
totally.
necessarily need to work on that with yours. So I want to work on and really hyper focus what I'm doing to bless the family that's in front of me to really foster these amazing relationships where we don't know what to do without our pets and our
Yeah.
dogs.
And to that point, like each shelter and rescue does things differently. And every time I have a call with them, I'm like, how can we help? Is it Should we create trading cards for dogs that have been there the longest that need adopted? Or can we donate those bifolds to your kids that come in to read to the dogs? Or how can we best grow a deeper connection with your community? I mean, is that partnering with another vendor that you work with? Whatever it might be. I
Right.
mean, the one thing that I wanted to be is super open minded and open to any different lanes and ideas that anyone had to make it better.
Right. And yeah, I'm really, really, really excited that you created this. And it's just
Awesome.
amazing.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And I love that it's not just geared toward puppies. It's like you either got a new dog or you have a dog or you have a puppy. Like, it's really, really flexible, and I'm very impressed with the flagship box that I already received. And like I said, I am trying to figure out how to swing the podcast, getting it each month so that I have an idea of what's in it and can really help reinforce that with my customer base because of my regular, like, for Sit Happens. Because I just think this is a phenomenal product that really can change the world in a positive way.
I certainly hope so. Yes. Thank you.
Well, thank you for spending your precious time with us, Brian. I really hope that you'll come back again soon. And
Absolutely.
and we absolutely wish you the best. Again, if you're interested in learning more, so where can they find you if they wanna learn more about the product?
Thank you. Yeah, the two best places are at Pup O'Clock underscore on Instagram and then just our website, pupoclock.com. Those are the two best places. We're still building out our social media presence
Right?
and
It's
look
so
out look
hard. I'm
out
like,
for our
I
it's
honestly don't
so
really understand Instagram. I probably need someone younger than me to explain it to
I
me.
don't even think I don't think anyone knows, and I'm more of an old school person, like, I'd rather have conversations and go out. That's
Right,
why I wanna travel around and talk
right.
about this with shelters and communities, so
Well, if you decide to come to Athens, Georgia, or even Atlanta, like, that's close enough, I'll come meet you and we'll, I don't know,
I'll
have
bring the Pup O'Clock costume. Yeah,
ugh.
absolutely. Look out for that dog.
Well, yeah, like, if Papa Clock ever wants to come visit, let us know and we'll make that happen. So if you're interested in getting the subscription deal, it's Your Family Dog Pod 10 is your coupon code to get 10% off. Brian's, generously offered that to our listeners, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna hear about him if you listen to other podcasts that are, dog related because I'm about to introduce him to a bunch of different people. So, so again, thank you, Brian. And if there's anything that, that Your Family Dog Podcast or Sit Happens can do to help, we will help because this is pretty amazing.
Thank you, Tina. I appreciate it. And yes, I'll definitely be on again in the future as things evolve. I'll keep you updated on how everything's going. I'm sure we'll change as things go. So thank you so
Maybe
much.
Papa Clock will come on one day.
No doubt. Absolutely.
He
We'll
might
get
wanna
that
come on
done.
and introduce himself to everybody.
That would be wonderful.
So thank you for spending your precious time with us. Please like and share the podcast. Please share it with the people that your veterinarian, your groomer, your neighbors with kids, your teachers. It helps us to spread the word of really great kids and dogs related materials from people who care and who know what they're doing, which is pretty great. If you have questions or concerns, please feel free to email me at yourfamilydogpodcast@gmail.com. And we look forward to seeing you next time. That's it for today's episode. Thank you so much for spending part of your precious day with us. If you enjoyed the show, be sure to follow, rate, subscribe so that you never miss an episode. We'd love to hear from you. Connect with us on social media or email us at yourfamilydogpodcast@gmail.com. We'll see you soon.